What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream from Scalar Learning. I'm your host, Huzaifa, and today we are continuing the countdown for the SAT, which is happening this Saturday. So we're getting ready, and here we go. So today we are tackling the remainder of practice test 2 of the SAT straight from Khan Academy. So we're knocking that one out today. Hold on, let me just make sure we are live right now here. I believe we are. Just give me 1 second here. Strange that it's not popping up. Hopefully you guys can see me and hear me. All right, cool. You guys are there. I see you guys are responding. Yes, I always try to be on time. So here we go. We're going to jump right into it. And I've got the calculator ready up top right here, ready to go, because we are doing the calculator section. And I'm going to be taking this under timed conditions. So again, for anybody who's new to the live stream in this prep week leading up to the SAT, I'm taking everything in real time so you can see what it's like to solve these in real time and get a true sense and feel of how to approach these problems. So without further ado, we're going to knock it out. Since I'm under time conditions, I won't be able to see your questions as they come in. But as soon as I'm done taking the test after 55 minutes, then I'm going to go through and parse your questions and try and answer everything before we wrap up today. And don't forget, tomorrow is a big live stream. We're doing a presentation tomorrow that's super essential for success on the SAT. And then, of course, I'm going to take a full-length test as well, a calculator and non-calculator and calculator portion. So make sure to tune in for that. All right, and if you like what you see, guys, make sure to click that like button. It really helps me out substantially on the videos. And last but not least, make sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel. All right, here we go. Let's do it. 38 questions, 55 minutes total. Again, so that's a solid minute and a half, I'd say, ish, for each question. What I'm shooting for always on these tests, when possible, is to have a nice buffer by the end. So I'm really, for the earlier questions, I'm trying to get them done in a minute or less so that I have a nice buffer zone for the harder, more difficult questions later on at the end. Okay, ready? Oh, and last but not least, if there's any tests or practice tests or materials that you have that I don't have access to and you want to send to me for me to solve them, please do so. All right, here we go. Ready, set, begin. A musician's new song available for download. The musician earns 0.09 cents each time it's downloaded and 0.002 cents each time it's streamed. Which of the following expressions represents the amount in dollars that the musician earns if the song is downloaded D times? Boom, I already got the equation. I was creating it as I read it, which I always do. And that's literally all it's asking. 0.09 times D. Boom. And done. Next. Quality control manager at a factory selects 7 light bulbs at random out of every 400 light bulbs produced. At this rate, how many light bulbs we expect the factory produces? 20,000 light bulbs. So we have 20,000 total, and how many will be selected for inspection? Simple proportion, 400x equals 140,000. Divide both sides by 400. So 1,400 divided by 4. Oops. Come on. Divided by 4. It's 350, I think. 350. Boom. Next. One end of a spring is attached to a ceiling when an object of mass m kilograms is attached to the other end of the spring stretches to L centimeters shown in the equation above. What is m when L is 73? That's it. We're just plugging and chugging. So L is 73. Solve for m. Subtract 24. Variable isolation. 69, 59, 49 equals 3.5 m. Divided by 3.5. Dividing by 3.5 is just like dividing by 7 and then doubling it, so it's 14. Next. The amount of money a performer earns is directly proportional to the number of people attending a performance. The performer earns, oops, so already know it's a proportionate relationship. The performer earns $120 when 8 people attend. which means that my K value is 15. So there's my equation. Y equals 15x, and x is the number of people that are attending. How much money will the performer earn when 20 people attend the performance? Plug 20 in for x. Y equals 20 times 15, which is 300. The performance uses 43% of the money earned to pay the costs involved in putting on each performance. The rest of the money earned is profit. What is the profit the performer makes at a performance where 8 people attend? Oh, wait. That's y equals 15 where 8 people attend. So that's $120. And the profit is 57%, right? Because 43 you have to pay, 57 is what you keep. So 120 times 0.57 equals $68.40. Oh yeah, right there. Excellent. Next. When 4 times the number x is added to 12, the result is 8. What is the what number results when 2 times x is added to 7? So this is what we want to solve for. Let's just isolate x and solve for it. 4x equals negative, equals negative 4 divided by 4 divided by 4. X equals negative 1. Plug that in here. It's negative 1 plus 7. Negative 2 plus 7 is 5. All right, next. The equation above represents a parabola in the xy plane. Which of the following equivalent forms of the equation displays the x-intercept of the parabola as constants or coefficients? What they're asking is just to factor this guy. We can see the x-intercepts whenever we factor an equation because it's whatever values will... anyways, they're just saying to factor. And I'll show you what I mean once I factor this. Y equals x minus 4, x minus 2, because then we get x squared, negative 2x, negative 4x, that gives us negative 6x, positive 8. The reason why this shows the x-intercepts is because when x equals 4, that's an x-intercept. When x equals 2, that's an x-intercept. Basically, whatever sends this to 0 or that to 0. So that's what we want. And that's really, you just have to understand what they're asking. Next. In a video game, each player starts with K points and loses 2 points each time a task is not completed. If a player who gains no additional points and fails to complete 100 tasks... Hold on. I wrote this wrong. No, starts it with K and loses 2 points each time a task is not completed. And if a player who gains no additional points and fails to complete 100 tasks and has a score of 200, what is the value of K? So 200 equals K minus 2. See how I plugged into that formula? Add 200, K equals 400. Boom. Next. A worker uses a forklift to move boxes that weigh either 40 or 65 pounds. Let X be the number of 40-pound boxes, Y be the number of 65. The forklift can carry up to either 45 boxes, aka X plus Y equals 45, or less. X plus Y is less than or equal to 45. Or a weight of 2,400 pounds, meaning 40 times X, which is the total weight of X plus 65 times Y, is less than or equal to 2,400. Those are the two inequalities that they're describing. Which of the following systems represents the equation? Done. So I already got it, and let's see. Yes. A. That's it. Right? Well, let me think about it for a second. Because I see this one, it threw me for a loop. Carry either 45 boxes or up weight of up to 20. Yeah. No, this is right. This is right. Okay, next. Question number 10. Function f satisfies this and this. Function g satisfies this and this. What is the value of f of g of 3? G of 3 is what we evaluate first, right? g of 3 is 2. So then I'm taking f of 2. What is f of 2? F of 2 is 3. I'm just using these values. Very simple, okay? Just have to understand that notation. Number of hours. Hold on. Let's get this up here. Okay, Tony's planning to read a novel. The table shows information about the novel, his reading speed, and the amount of time he plans to read each day. If Tony reads at the rates given, which of the following is close to the number of days it will take Tony to read the entire novel? So there's 350,000 words. He reads 250 words per minute. This stuff doesn't matter. And he reads this many hours per day. I feel like this is on a different question as well. So we take 3 times 250. So each day he's reading 750 words. And these are so that's the number of days. So it's 350,000 divided by 750. That's it. 400. Wait, what? No, wait. What? This doesn't make sense. Oh, that's why it's happening. That's per minute. So it's 250 times 60. 250 times 60. That's in an hour times 3. So it's 45,000. So it's 350,000 divided by 45,000. And I'm rounding, right? 7 days. 7.7, so we round up to 8 days. Okay. Next. On January 1st, 2000, there were 175,000 tons of trash in a landfill that had a capacity of 325. Each year since then, the amount of the trash increased by 7,500. If Y represents time in years since January 1st, 2000, which of the following inequalities describes the set of years where the landfill is at or above capacity? Time in years. Hold on. Since the time in years since January. Okay, so check it out. I think this is how we approach this. So we're starting at 175,000 plus 7,500 Y at or above where this is greater than or equal to 325. And that's it. Right? This is whenever this gets to a point where this whole side is greater than or equal to that, we're good. So, right, this one, right? That's it. Yes. Okay, I think that's it. I'm just not going to question it too much. Wait a minute. Yeah, I think that's right. All right, next. 13. A researcher conducted a survey to determine whether people certain time prefer watching sports television or attending a sports event. The researcher asked 117 people who visited local restaurants on a Saturday, and 7 people refused to respond. Which of the following factors make it least likely that a reliable conclusion can be drawn about the sports watching preferences of all people in town? It's the fact that they're asking it at a public place, right? So wait. Yeah, it's all people who like going to a restaurant or going out. So I think where the survey was given, population, sample size, whatever, it's not a bad sample size. But you're already asking people who like to go to restaurants and maybe watch it, I don't know, on TV. I think that's what affects it. You can't just do it at a place like that because it gives a bias. Next, miles traveled for this thing. Okay. I should take a screenshot of this. According to the line of best fit in the scatter plot on the left, which of the following best approximates the year in which the number of miles traveled by air passenger in country X was determined to be 550 billion? Boom. Here's 2000. This is 2005. This looks like 2003, I'd say. That's it. Okay. Just basically reading the line of best fit. Very simple. Very simple. Okay, next. The distance traveled by Earth in one orbit is around this much. Earth makes one complete orbit in a year. Average speed of the Earth in miles per hour. Okay, so this is miles per 1 year, and we want hour. So we convert 1 year to 365 days. Then we convert 1 day to 24 hours, right? And so now we're in, so we do 580 million divided by 365 times 24. 1, 2, 3 divided by 365. Don't forget the parentheses times 24. 66,000, right there. Good. Next. Took review course 18, did not. Okay, the table above summarizes the result of 200 law graduates who took the bar exam. Okay, I took the bar exam once upon a time, 10 years ago. If one of the survey graduates who passed the bar exam is chosen at random for an interview, what is the probability that the person chosen did not take the review course? Okay, so hold on. One of the survey graduates who passed the bar, so we're already assuming we're in this pool. The person did not take the review course. 7 out of 25. That's it. 7 out of 25 total. Done. Because we're presupposing that they're in the pass the bar subcategory. The atomic weight of an unknown element is approximately 20% less than that of calcium. Less than that, meaning 0.8% of whatever calcium is. I mean 0.8 of calcium. The atomic weight of calcium is 40. Okay. And which of the following best approximates of the unknown element? It's 32. Done. 0.8 times 40 is 32. A survey was taken of the value of homes in a county, and it was found that the mean home value was 165,000. Mean. And 125,000 is the median. Okay. Which of the following situations could explain the difference between the mean and the median? Well, clearly, if you have a high mean, the mean is skewed up. It usually means that the mean is really affected by outliers, and so in this case, there must be a few high outliers because the median's less affected by that because it's just the middle value. It doesn't matter. It's this one. There are a few homes that are valued much more than the rest. Next. A sociologist chose 300 students at random from each of 2 schools and asked each student how many siblings they have. Results are shown. There are 2,400 students at Lincoln and 3,300 at Washington. Okay. 300 students from each. What is the median number of siblings for all the students surveyed? Okay. Median. So 600. Oh, hold on. It's 1. Because we're talking about that middle value, right? And we're going from least to greatest. If we order this, and it's 600 total. So this is 260 right here. And then we know we're crossing the threshold of 300 within this pocket. And it's the same thing if we come back this way. 20, 60, 90 is 150. And then again, since there's 190, that's 340. So the 300 is crossed in here, so it's 1. That's the middle value if we were to line them all up. Number 2, based on the survey data, which of the following most accurately compares the expected total number of students with 4 siblings at the 2 schools? Okay. So this is 10 out of 300, so 1 out of 30 for each, except 2400 at Lincoln, and 3300 at Washington. This is 80, and this is 110. There it is. 110 versus 80. At Lincoln, no. Washington is 30 more than Lincoln. Yep. That's it. All right. See how we just had to convert that data into projections. A project manager estimates that a project will take X hours to complete, where X is greater than 100. The goal is for the estimate to be within 10 hours. Oh, wait, hold on. Take X hours to complete, where X is greater than 100. The goal is to be within 10 hours of the time it will actually take to complete the project. If the manager meets the goal and it takes Y hours to complete the project, which of the following inequalities represents the relationship between the estimated time and the actual time? So we mean the difference, the absolute value of the difference, actually, because it can be less than or greater than, within 10 hours. It's meaning it's less than or equal to 10. Wait a minute. It's D. This is essentially the same thing, except they did y minus x instead of x minus y, which is fine. It doesn't matter because we're talking about absolute value. So the difference of these two has to be less than 10 or greater than negative 10. My only disagreement is I think it should be less than or equal to, because it says within 10. I guess within is less than, actually, now that I think about it. But it's definitely that one. Because this presupposes this could be, I don't know what this is because it's a sum that doesn't make any sense. This is y minus x has to be greater than 10. That's wrong. This would be y minus x is less than negative 10. That doesn't make any sense. It's D. All right. At a large distance, R, I'm just going to write the formula. The intensity of the radio signal I is related to the power of the signal P by the formula. Okay, cool. Which of the following expresses the square of the distance? Square of the distance, which is from the radio antenna. All right, whatever. All we're doing, look, remember I said sometimes we can just figure out if it's an isolation question, and that's what it is based on the answer choices. We're just isolating R squared. So I'm going to multiply everything by 4 pi R squared. Watch this. 4 pi R squared I equals P. And then we're going to divide everything by 4 pi I. I'm trying to isolate R squared. 4 pi I. There it is. P over 4 pi I. For the same signal emitted by a radio antenna, whoops. Observer A measures its intensity. Hold on. Observer A measures its intensity 16 times. Oh, intensity is I, right? Yeah. 16 times the intensity measured by observer B. The distance. Oh, we got it. Okay. It's the same signal. This is all the same. It's just the radius is different. So one is saying it's 16. And one is saying it's just I. Okay. So, hold on. So it's 4. You know what? I shouldn't have undone that. Should have kept this. R squared equals pi P over 4 pi I. So in one case, I is 16 times the other one. Right? I. So it's this over this. What is the distance is r, so it's this over this. So it's p over 4 pi I 16 over p over 4 pi I. I think I'm doing this right. And then I simply multiply this top fraction by the reciprocal of this bottom one. So it's p over... Oh, but I have to take the square root of this, right? Because this is r squared. Hold on one second. And r... Yeah, it's r. Okay. The distance of... Okay, so anyways. Let's see how I'm doing in time. I'm taking a little long here. 32 minutes. It's not terrible. It's not great. Okay. P over 4... 16 I times 4 pi I for p. That goes away, that goes away. Pi I, or so it's 1 over 16. That's r squared over r squared. And we want the rate, so we have to take the square root of this, which is 1/4. I think it's 1/4. Oof, I think that's right. Okay. Next. You see what I'm saying? Because we'd get r squared 1 over r squared 2, and we want r1 over r2, and that's why we have to take the square root. I think that's right. Anyways, the equation of the circle is what is the radius? Okay, we need to put this into the right format, which means we have to complete the square. This is a pretty hard circle problem, actually. Equals -1. Now it's x squared. We have to complete the square plus 4x plus half of the squared. Half of 4 is 2 squared is 4. And then we have to add 4 to this side. Plus y squared minus 2y. Half of -2 is -1 squared is 1 equals -1. And then we have to also add 1. I'm adding 1 here and adding 4 here. I have to do the same there. And then that is just x plus 2 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 4. And the radius is the square root of 4, which is 2. That it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. The graph of the linear function f has intercepts at a, 0, and 0b. The xy plane, if a plus b equals 0, a plus b equals 0, and these two are not equal to each other, obviously, right? So it means they're not 0. Which of the following is true about the slope of graph f? Well, let's plug in a value. For example, a could be -2 and b could be 2, for example. Okay. I'm just going to graph this as one example. -2, 0, and 0, 2. Positive. If this is, so let's pick this 3 and -3. 3, 0, 3. Also positive. It's positive. Done. Just had to try a couple examples. All right. We got a graph. Let's take a screenshot. The complete graph of the function f is shown in the xy plane to the left. Which of the following are equal to 1? Okay. F of -4. F of -4 is the y value at -4, which is 1. So that's 1 is correct. F of 3 over 2 is 1.5. And it's also 1. That's correct. F of 3, it's also 1. It's all of them. Wait, hold on a second. Yeah. It's all 3. I would take a screenshot. All right, and we're almost getting to question 31, which is a good sign because then the difficulty resets. 2 samples of water of equal mass are heated to 60 degrees Celsius. Okay, right here. There's 60. No. This is time. I'm sorry. I cut that off. Here's 60 degrees Celsius. One is poured in insulated, one is poured in non-insulated. Samples are then left for 70 minutes to cool. Here's the time of 70 minutes. And the room is 25 degrees Celsius. Okay. The graph to the left shows the temperature of each, which of the following statements correctly compares the rate of average rates at which the temperature of samples change. Okay. The magnitude of the rate of change in every 10-minute of the insulated sample is greater than the non-insulated. Okay. Yes, magnitude of change is different. I mean, way different. And the insulated is less. I'm sorry. Magnitude of the rate of change of the insulated is greater. No, magnitude means the amount. Look, that's actually patently false because right here, the insulated changes way less than the non-insulated. So there, the magnitude of the non-insulated is greater. So A is out. This is one where we're going to have to really eliminate. B, in every 10-minute interval, the magnitude of the non-insulated is greater. So yes, that's true there. Here they look about the same. And look, here that's not true. Look, it almost doesn't change at all here. This one definitely changes more. So that's true maybe at the beginning, but then it's not true. Then it's like this probably changes less than this already. So we can see that B is out too, down to C or D. In the intervals from 0 to 10, rates of change of the insulated are greater. No. Non-insulated is greater. C is out. It's D. But let's double check anyways. In the intervals from 0 to 10, rates of temperature of the non-insulated are greater. Yes. Boom and boom. Whereas the intervals from 40 to 50 and 50 to 60. Yep. Rates of change of the insulated are greater. Yeah, it's D. Good. Oh, man. What a lengthy question. Right? Those crazy word problems. Okay. Well, let's take a proper screenshot here. All right, I'm going to read this as I load the image. In the XY plane to the left, A, B, C, D is a square, and point E is the center of the square. Coordinates 7, 2, C and E are 7, 2, and 1, 0. Which of the following is an equation of the line that passes through points B and D? Hold on. Oh, I know. It's got to be perpendicular. Look, it's another diagonal, and for a square, it's got to be perpendicular to whatever this line is. So let's calculate the slope here by 7, 2, 1, 0. Subtract down. 2 minus 0 is 2. 7 minus 1 is 6, which equals 1/3. So the slope of this line is 1/3. The slope of this line is negative. It's the negative reciprocal, so it's negative 3x plus b. And we already know that it has this, it goes through this point, 1, 0. So I'll plug in 1 for x, 0 for y. Therefore, b equals 3. And there it is. So it's probably going to go through here and here, whoosh, like that. Negative 3x plus 3, which is this one. Right? Negative 3x, if we distribute that, plus 3. Boom. 2 questions left that are hard, and then it's going to be not too bad. So you can kind of see it says 24 minutes left. It gets weird because I've zoomed in. Okay, y equals 3, y equals ax squared plus b. In the system of equations, a and b are constant. For which of the following values of a and b does have exactly 2 real solutions? I think for many. All right, look, the bottom line is, here's how we approach this one. Here's y equals Here, let's make it here, let's do it like this. I'm going to show you how to think about this one. If this is y equals 3, right? That means it goes through 3 right here. And that means then for it to have two solutions, the parabola needs to go like this, or it needs to go like this. It can't go like this, it can't go like this, and it can't just touch either. Okay, so a equals -2, which means it's going down for this one, and b equals 2, meaning the y-intercept is right here and it's going down. A won't work, it'll miss it. B. Hold on, let me write this up here. A equals negative, B equals 4. So it's up here and it goes down because it's negative. Yes, B works. A equals 2, B equals 4. Again, B equals 4 and it'd be +2, so that would go up, C's out. A equals 4, B equals 3. It'd be right here going up and it only hit it once, not twice. So it's B. Do you need to go through all of those on the real thing if you're running low on time? Absolutely not. If you're confident like I was there, I would just choose it and move on. I wouldn't worry about it. Figure boat shows a regular hexagon. Okay, let's do this. I'm doing this so I can fill in the stuff. With side lengths of A, and the square is A too, right? The area of the hexagon is blank. What is the area of the square? I know how to figure this out. A hexagon, a regular hexagon, is 6 nice equilateral triangles, or 2 isosceles trapezoids. Hold on, let me think for a second, because that doesn't help. So I don't know the formula to get the area of a hexagon. I know I've done these. Basically, you have to do it like this. That's a 60 here. Watch this. We have to calculate the area of each one of these little triangles like this. This is a equilateral triangle. They're all 60, 90, 30, 30, because I'm splitting that in half, 60. So it's a 30, 60, 90 right triangle, right? So the area of one of these is, this is A. That means this is 0.5A, this side here. That means this side is the little side, 0.58 times square root 3. And then this side is A. So anyways, the area of this little triangle, no, sorry, of the whole equilateral triangle is base times height times 1/2. So 1/2 A times 1/2 A root 3. So that means it's 1/4 A squared root 3 is the area of one of these triangles. So multiply that by 6, because there's 6 of these triangles, and we get 6/4 or 3/2 A squared square root 3 equals 384 square root 3. Now we can solve for A. Divide both sides by square root 3. 3/2 A squared equals 384. Multiply both sides by 2/3. So divide 384 by 3 times 2. That's 2/3 is 256. A squared equals 256. That's a nice perfect square, which makes me happy. Square root of 256 is 16. Right? Which means the area, what's the area of the square? If A is 16, that's 16 by 16. 16 times 16 is 256. Next. All right, that was a very hard question. And now we have, hold on, how much time? Please, 18. All right, that's plenty of time. That's more than 2 minutes per question, which is amazing. Okay, coastal geologist estimates that certain countries' beaches are eroding at 1.5 feet per year. According to the geologist estimates, how long will it take in years for the country's beaches to erode by 21 feet? That's it. 21 equals 1.5 times y divided by 1.5. And that's 14. It'll take 14 years. If h hours and 30 minutes equals to 450 minutes. What is the value of h? Well, h hours, 1 hour is 60 minutes, 2 hours is 120, so it's h times 60 plus 30 equals 450. Now we solve like this. 60h equals 420 divided by 60. It's just like 42 divided by 6, which is 7. Just have to be really careful with these because there's no multiple choice. And those can often give you, the answers give you a lot of guidance. In the xy plane, the point 36 lies on this graph. What is the value of b? Okay, plug and chug. 6 is my f of x value, 3 is my y. So 6 equals times 3 squared minus b times 3 plus 12. And we solve for b equals 3 squared is 9 times 3 is 27. It's 3b plus 12. 27 and 12 is 39 minus 3b equals 6. That's negative 33 equals negative 3b. Good sign here because these aren't supposed to ever be negative. Negative 33 divided by negative 3 is 11. So I feel good about that. B is 11. 34. One semester, Doug and Laura spent a combined 250 hours in the tutoring lab. If Doug spent 40 hours more than Laura did, how many hours did Laura spend in the lab? AKA, solve for L. So, plug this in. Since D equals this, plug it in. L plus 40, just a little substitution, plus L equals 250. 2L plus 40 equals 250. Minus 40 minus 40. 2L equals 210. L equals 105. Boom. Done. Next. A equals 18t plus 15. Jane made an initial deposit to a savings account. Each week thereafter, she deposited a fixed amount to the account. The equation above models the amount A in dollars that Jane has deposited after T weekly deposits. According to the model, how many dollars was Jane's initial deposit? Okay. Fixed amount to the account. Okay. Shows the amount A dollars that Jane has deposited after T weekly. Oh, it's just this. They're just trying to get you to interpret this equation. 15 is like my y-intercept, and that's essentially what we're starting with. And then she's depositing $18 every week. So that's it. Next. So we're going to finish with a lot of time left. In the figure, I think, in the figure above, O is the center of the circle. Segments L, M, and N are tangent, meaning right angles. And the segments intersect at point M as shown. If the circumference of the circle is 96. Hold on. Circumference is 96 equals 2 pi r. Which means that we can solve for the radius, I guess. I don't know. Hold on. Sure, let's do that. So radius equals 48 over pi. I'm not sure if that helps anything. What is the length of the minor arc? Oh, I see. Oh, I get it. Okay. This is This is the theorem that they're using, is the measure of the central angle is equal to this arc length. And this is really straightforward. It's a quadrilateral that has been built, right? And all the angles in a quadrilateral have to add up to 360. So we can use that, say this is 60, this is 90, this is 90. Therefore, this must be 360 minus 90 plus 90 plus 60, right? It has to, because they all have to add up to 360. So this is 180, 240. 360 minus 240 is 120. So if this angle in here is 120 degrees, this arc is the same. It's 120 degrees. All right, last two questions. According to the formula, okay, botanist is cultivating a rare species and currently has 3,000 plants. The population of the species to grow next year can be estimated from the number of plants this year by the equation below. Next year, well, I don't need to write this down. Here, actually, let's just copy it. Number of plants the environment is able to support, period. Okay. And there's the formula. Oops. Let's make it a little smaller. Okay. According to the formula, what will the number of plants be 2 years from now? K equals 4,000. Okay, hold on. Currently has 3,000. Okay. So this year, 3,000 plus 0.2 times 3,000 times 1 minus 3,000 over 4,000, which is 3 over 4, like this. So it's 3,000 plus 6,600 times 1 minus that is 1/4. 1/4 of that is 150. 3,150. Okay. And then now this becomes this year, because now we're trying to find the year after that. So 3,150 plus 0.2 times 3. Right? It said 2 years. Hold on. 2 years from now. Okay. Times 1 minus over 4,000. Okay. 3,150 over 4,000. I'm going to do this minus 1. It's the same thing. It's just the positive version of that. So 0.2125, 0.2125 times 0.2 times 3,150. 0.2 times 3,150 equals times 0.2125. I have to be very careful here, because I'll have no idea if I got it wrong. And then 133.8 plus 3,150. Because there's no multiple choice. So 3,283, round to the nearest whole number, 3,284. I should double check it because I have so much time and I can easily do it again and make sure I did the math right. But I'm not going to because it's not essential. But that's what you definitely should do. But I think I got it right, so we're just going to roll with it. Next, the botanist would like to increase the number of plants that the environment can support so that the population of the species will increase more rapidly. If the botanist's goal is that the number of plants will increase from 3,000 to 3,360, how must he modify it? AKA, now we're solving for K. Check this out. And we already know what the next year value will be. So we're saying it's currently 3,000 and we want it to be 3,360. What is the value of K? Boom. Subtract 3,000. 360 equals 0.2 times 3,000 is 600. Divide both sides by 600. $36 divided by 60 is 6 over 10. 3 over 5. 1 minus 3,000 K. Minus 1 minus 1. Negative 2/5 equals negative 3,000. over k, cross multiply. Negative 15,000 equals negative 2k. Divide by negative 2. K equals 7,500 positive. Okay, I think that's right. This went really, really fast. I mean, there's 8 minutes left, which is a pretty solid buffer. Again, this is a test that I've taken before. It's been a while, but that definitely helps. So don't think you have to do it that fast, but it is what it is. I think I got all these right. Let's go ahead. I'm just going to jump in. I'm not going to check any of my work. Let's just jump in and answer and see what's up. Ah, I got one wrong. Dang it. Okay, let's see which one I got wrong. 2, 3, 6. Which one did I get wrong? I wish it could just let you jump to the one you got wrong, you know? That's an issue for me on this. Oh, let me maximize this. I wonder if did I get that last one wrong? Hold on. I wonder if that's the one I got wrong, eh? 26. I'm about to be very mad. I have a feeling. Because I'm sure it's something. Yeah, I got all those. Oh my god. Did I get that last one wrong? No. I got this one wrong? 180, 240. What? Oh my god. Oh my god. I realized what I did. That was so silly. Okay. We measure minor arcs. We can measure minor arcs sometimes in degrees. And so I totally forgot that they gave me a value for the circumference of the circle, right? So let me show you. Okay, that was a really silly mistake. So we get, so immediately when we're like, oh, the measure of the minor arc, boom, it's this angle, that central angle is 120, okay? But then I forgot when they give you a value of the entire circumference, the way we get the value of a minor arc is we take the central angle 120 over 360 times the circumference, which in this case is 96. So this is 12 over 36, which is 1/3 times 96, which is 32. So that was just a complete oversight, but it happens. Reminder to always read very, very carefully all the detailed information, etc. Otherwise, that can happen. Okay, let's go through the questions. All right, Kay, what's up, Kay? All right, sometimes there are certain words that signal how to form equations from words. So are there any words that signal you to use proportions? Okay, we got a lot of, hold on one second. Let me just see how much up here. Okay, so there's other stuff. I'll come back to the other questions. Proportions. What are words that signal me to use proportions? I think there were some questions in here. I think whenever it's related values, when it's like, especially a sample size, when it's like of the sample, if 10 out of 17 people were whatever, then how many out of the total 3,000 were, if 10 out of 17 people preferred hot dogs, then how many out of the total preferred hot dogs? Yeah, that can, exactly. Maybe out of can be an indicator. And I always note that whenever there's a sample size, whenever it's something like, or a sometimes they'll just give you a ratio or straight up, and then you're like, oh, I need to set up a proportion to get this. But whenever there's a sample size, and then you're trying to opine something about the total, I'd say that's a good indicator. Okay, hold on, let me see. Saturday, quick PDF notes. Okay, sorry, somebody was trying to show their email and it was blocked, and I just unblocked it for Mohammed Balachi. So I just unblocked that if somebody was trying to send it. Rabani, you were trying to send an email, so there it is. See you all Saturday, my guys. Yeah. Sometimes when I start a question, I'm on the right track, but it usually freezes and I don't know what to do next. Okay, Leba, I'm on the right track, but it usually... Okay, so Leba, what you're referring to in freezing up, in terms of choosing the wrong answer, if you don't complete the problem, there's not much you can do. But in terms of feeling like you're on the wrong track and then getting stuck, or at least knowing where to start, that I'm going to be going over tomorrow. I've got a presentation that I usually give before the real SAT for the math portion, and it goes over these general ideas and tips of how to approach the SAT for all these different types of problems and what you should instinctively do. So if you can tune in tomorrow, I will go over these 5 tips, and they'll definitely help you in that sense. But I don't know unless you can be more specific, or you can give me some examples where you've gotten tripped up, and I can help you. But I think that is good advice from Rubney. Don't despair. Clear your mind and retry. Absolutely. Yes. Okay. So you're. Let me see. Yeah. All right. I just unblocked somebody else's email. Okay, that looks like it is it for all the questions. Here we go, guys. 1 day left of preparation on Thursday, and tomorrow's gonna be a pretty long session. I think it's gonna go almost 2 hours. So from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m., make sure to tune in. And here's the thing. Now that we're gearing up and we're getting close to the real SAT, the reason why I'm not doing something on Friday like I've done in these study sessions in the past is because really I want Friday to be a day where you chill and relax and don't stress out so much. If you really feel the need to do some review, I'm not going to tell you to hold back completely, especially if you haven't done it a lot up till now. But for most of you guys who've been doing consistent preparation, I wouldn't do much on Friday. I would take that day off just to relax and reflect and do something fun so you can go to bed early. Everyone, thank you so much for joining. If you're still watching and you like what you see, please click the like button. It really helps me out with my channel and these videos, and to get the word out so more people can watch them and benefit from them. And if you want to see more from the Scalar Learning channel, of course, click subscribe. And we've got a lot of good test prep and other educational videos coming out on the horizon. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you all next time. Take it easy.